Welcome, everyone, to the 2021 Architectural Education Awards Toast. The Association of Collegiate Schools of Architecture Awards program recognizes our colleagues' exceptional work and inspires future achievements. These awards celebrate the richness and diversity of architectural education by honoring excellence in teaching, scholarship, and design. A few logistics. At the end of this webinar session, Zoom session, we will have the opportunity to join an awards open house to mingle with the award winners. You'll be able to join any of the breakout rooms of your choice and can move from room to room if you'd like. So please make sure you have updated your Zoom account to the latest version, so you will have the ability to select the room of your choice. And would the winning recipients please wave as your name is being called so we can all see you. So to begin, we will begin with the Journal of Architectural Education Best Article Awards. The JAE Best Articles are chosen from all those submitted to the journal in the award year. The JAE has been the primary venue for research and commentary on architectural education since it was founded in 1947. Published twice a year, the JAE is the longest running journal of its kind. The, drumroll, 2021 award for JAE Best Design as Scholarship Article goes to Taking Stock by Ang Lee of Northeastern University. And the 2021 award for JAE Best Scholarship of Design article goes to Beyond Participation, Rethinking Social Design by Gabriel Arboleda of Amherst College. And in 2021, JAE selected the Best Micro-Narrative article, which goes to Images Doing Work, Construction Photography at the Tuskegee Institute and Black Mountain College by Anna Goodman of Portland State University and Maura Lucking of the University of California, Los Angeles. So congratulations to all of you. Next, the TAD Award for Research Contribution recognizes outstanding peer-reviewed research published in Technology/Architecture plus Design journal. This award recognizes innovative contributions grounded in relevant literature that raise important research questions, offer original contributions to the field, and are supported by compelling visual and textual evidence. The 2021 TAD Volume 3 Research Contribution Article Award goes to Backyard Housing Boom, New Markets for Affordable Housing and the Role of Digital Technology by Alicia Bennett of Monash University, Dana Cuff of the University of California, Los Angeles, and Gus Wendell, also of the University of California, Los Angeles. So congratulations to you all. Next, the 2021 Housing Design Education Awards are given jointly by the ACSA and the AIA in recognition of the importance of good education in housing design to produce architects who are capable leaders and contributors to their communities. This year, there are 3 awards in this category. First, Cooperative Housing for the 2000 Watt Society, Neighborhoods as Commons by Stefan Gruber of Carnegie Mellon University. Congratulations. The second award, Neighborhoods for All, Expanding Housing Opportunity in Seattle's Single-Family Zones by Richard Moeller, University of Washington, and Bradley Corey of B9 Architects. Congratulations. And the third Housing Design Education Award is for Relive Downtown Pine Bluff, submitted by Stephen Loney of University of Arkansas. Congratulations to all of you. And the next award category, the 2021 Design Build Award, recognizes projects that demonstrate how faculty, students, and schools work to realize design build projects. Curricula-based design build projects can encompass a variety of endeavors, scope, scale, and setting. But at their core, they present constructions that illustrate design learning outcomes from conception to tangible fruition. See, there are 2 awards in this category this year. First, Negotiation Tables by John Folan at the University of Arkansas and the Urban Design Build Studio, UDBS. Congratulations. And the second Design Build Award goes to, for the Project Neo Nomads, Patrick Rhodes, Gregory Spa, and Lamia Al-Qasimi at the American University of Sharjah. Congratulations to you all. And if you have a drink, you might want to take a sip now. It's okay. The next category is the 2021 Diversity Achievement Award, which recognizes the work of faculty, administrators, or students in creating effective methods and models to achieve greater diversity in curricula, school personnel, and student bodies, specifically to incorporate the participation and contributions of historically underrepresented groups or contexts. The award here for diversity achievement is for From Settler Colonies to Black Utopias, the Dialectics of American Architecture in Black and White, to Charles Davis at the University of Buffalo, SUNY. Congratulations, Professor Davis. And there was also an honorable mention in this category. So the Diversity Achievement Honorable Mention goes to Women's Reunion and Symposium, submitted by Sarah Bartomus Ferre, Marcy Uline, and Andrea Melgarejo de Berry of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Congratulations to you all. And the next category, the 2021 Collaborative Practice Award, recognizes best practices in school-based community outreach programs. And here there are 3 awards this year in this category. First is an Atlas of Commenting, Stefan Gruber of Carnegie Mellon University. Congratulations. And the second goes to Cultivating the Future, Enabling, Designing, Constructing, and Managing a Didactic Garden. Hans Herman, Corey Gallo, Suzanne Powney, Peter Summerlin, and Lee Carson, all of Mississippi State University. Congratulations to you all. It's great work. Oh, and then, sorry, there's a third in this category, and that is The Field of Dreams, Eco Community in Utah by Jorg Rugemer at the University of Utah. Congratulations. Moving on. The 2021 Creative Achievement Award recognizes achievements in teaching, design, scholarship, research, or service that advances architectural education. There are 2 winners in this category. First, for Kinesthetic Montage Hong Kong, Esther Lorenz of the University of Virginia. Congratulations. And the second Creative Achievement Award goes to, for the project Waste Matters, Nicole Bouchard of the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Congratulations, great work to you both. Now we move on. The 2021 Faculty Design Award recognizes exemplary built and unbuilt works that advances the reflective nature of practice and teaching by recognizing and encouraging outstanding work in architecture and related environmental design fields as a critical endeavor. There are 3 awards in the Faculty Design Award category. First, Alfama 2.0, revitalization and restructuration, submitted by Maria Gonzalez Aranguren of the University of Virginia. Congratulations, Maria. And the second, Drawing Fields, Eric Herman and Ashley Bingham of the Ohio State University. And congratulations. And the third, New Investigations in Collective Form, Niraj Bhatia at the California College of the Arts and Cesar Lopez of the University of New Mexico. Congratulations. All right, need to take a breath, a stretch. Oh, related to this is the Faculty Design Honorable Mentions, of which there are 4. So the first honorable mention for all access, John Folan, the University of Arkansas and the Urban Design Build Studio, UDBS, with Project RE. Congratulations. And the second honorable mention goes to Expanded Views with Rooms, Megan Panzano of Harvard University. And the third honorable mention for The Ripple Effects, Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King Memorial, Julian Bonder of Roger Williams University, Krzysztof Wojcicki and Marianne Thompson, Harvard University, and Walter Hood, University of California, Berkeley. Congratulations. And then 2 projects in 12 constraints, Felipe Mesa of Arizona State University. And now, 2021 Practice Plus Leadership Awards are given jointly from the ACSA and AIA for best practice examples of highly effective teaching, scholarship, and outreach in the areas of professional practice and leadership. In this category, there are 2 awards this year. First up, Engage, Design, Build, Emily Taylor of Tulane University. Congratulations. And second, Research-Based Design, ARC 563, Building Science Research Topics, Corey Griffin, Pennsylvania State University. Congratulations to you both. And now, the 2021 New Faculty Teaching Award, given jointly from the ACSA and AIAS for demonstrated excellence in teaching performance during the formative years of an architectural teaching career. There are 3 awardees this year. Omar El Asawi of Washington State University. Congratulations, Professor Al-Hassawi. And second, Maria Gonzalez Aranguren of the University of Virginia. Congratulations, Professor. And third, Kathy Ho Shar of the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Congratulations, Professor Shar. So those are names to watch. So from new faculty teaching to distinguished professors, this year we inducted 5 new members into the ACSA College of Distinguished Professors, DPACSA. On behalf of the ACSA College of Distinguished Professors, I am pleased and honored to welcome the 2021 Distinguished Professors and invite them to join the college's efforts to support the mission of the ACSA. The 2021 Distinguished Professor Award recognizes individuals that have had a positive, stimulating, and nurturing influence upon students over an extended period of time and/or teaching, which inspired a generation of students who themselves have contributed to the advancement of architecture. It is commemorated with a medal, which, due to current circumstances, is being bestowed to honorees by mail this year. So you don't have it to hang over your necks, but just imagine it. Maybe if you have, do they have the medals yet?
Yeah.
Have it, you can ceremoniously put it on, as I call your name, or perhaps put on your video if you don't already have it on. So I think these are in alphabetical order. The first new distinguished professor, Julio Bermudez at the Catholic University of America. Congratulations, Julio. Can we see you or your picture? Put on your camera briefly. Everybody say hello and congratulations. There he is. Hello. Congratulations. Do you have your medal?
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor to receive this award. Thank you so much.
And second, this is very exciting, Renee Y. Chow, the University of California, Berkeley. Renee, are you here? Let me see you. Congratulations. One of my
here.
former professors from back in the day, so I can attest to your enduring influence. Congratulations.
Thanks, June. And thanks to everyone who nominated me and wrote the supporting letters, and to the selection committee.
Welcome to the College of Distinguished Professors. Third, Bradford Grant of Howard University. Professor Grant, are you here? Can we see you?
I am here.
Hello.
Thank you. And in fact, here's the medal.
Oh, wonderful. That's really great to see.
I'm honored to be the first ACSA distinguished professor from an HBCU.
Woo! Congratulations on that milestone.
Congratulations all.
Thank you, Professor Grant. And the fourth, Professor Allison Kwok, the University of Oregon. Allison, Professor Kwok, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much. Lots and lots of
appreciation for the letters that went out.
Welcome and congratulations. And last but not least, in the new inductees, Professor Kenneth Schwartz of Tulane University. Professor Schwartz, are you here? Can you say hello? Maybe you're calling in by phone. Well, congratulations to all of you. It's a very exciting moment, and I'm sorry we can't celebrate it with you in person. So a big round of applause, perhaps, for all of the awardees this year, and including the new inductees to the College of Distinguished Professors. If you could do your screen reactions, yeah, maybe do the little celebration, ta-da.
Way to go, everybody. Let's clap and woo! Way to go.
And I hope everybody will stick around, all of the awardees, for the more informal conversations in the chat rooms at the end of the official program. So don't go away. Now it's time to transition to the main event, this evening's 2021 Topaz Medallion presentation. And at this point, I would like Peter Exley, AIA President, and Lynn Dearborn, ACSA President, to join me in awarding the 2021 Topaz Medallion. Peter?
Right, good evening, everybody. What an honor it is to be able to be here with you and to bestow this important medal. Each year, the AIA and ACSA Topaz Medallion for Excellence in Architectural Education is juried and awarded jointly by the American Institute of Architects and the Association of Collegiate Schools of Architecture. The Topaz jury includes 2 jurors from AIA, 2 jurors from ACSA, and 1 from AIAS. When this year's Topaz Laureate testified before Congress in 2010 in support of the Bipartisan Restroom Gender Parity in Federal Buildings Act, she said, "Much of our built environment was constructed in a different era, one in which women were not as prevalent in the public realm and in the workforce as we are today. Whether it's adequate restrooms or the hierarchies of the architecture studio or the coded messages in the products we buy, she had one simple message. Resolutions for inclusion and equity are hollow so long as the spaces we inhabit and the culture we defend are unfair and disenfranchising." The scholarship and her teaching prepares us to confront the systemic equities, both visible and invisible, represented in the built environment. Importantly, her work prepares the people who learn, live, and work in the spaces architects create to critique their making. Her work is data-rich and a thoughtful wake-up call for architects, and a true public service for everyone else. And this, for me, is the basis of the highest award our organizations make to an educator, reflecting our commitment to recognize service to the profession, academy, and to society. Lynn, over to you.
Thanks, Peter. For more than 4 decades, ACSA Distinguished Professor Kathryn Anthony, PhD, has been one of the profession's most prominent guiding forces, long urging architects and the public to embrace the importance of designing spaces for people and designing for diversity. Having influenced a long list of distinguished architects and educators around the world, Anthony is widely recognized for placing diversity, inclusion, and social justice at the forefront of her pedagogy. As a graduate student at the University of Oregon in the early 1990s, I learned of Kathy's 1991 book, Design Juries on Trial, from my thesis advisor, Polly Welch. It was a revelation for me. It was among the formative literature that has influenced my career as an architectural educator. Kathy's more recent work has been likewise significant for me. Kathy, congratulations. We look forward to your presentation.
I am Carla Jackson Bell, Interim Provost and former Dean of the School of Architecture and Construction Science at Tuskegee University. I first read about Dr. Kathryn Anthony in 2001 when I was an assistant professor of architecture. Kathy graciously agreed to serve on my doctoral committee, and for the past 18 years has inspired my research and has served as a catalyst for change in architecture education for students of color in schools of architecture and design across the country. Kathy and I presented at the Norma Scalaric Redefining Public Conference, organized by Princeton University School of Architecture in March of 2019. We discussed the possibility of developing a short film on Norma Scalaric, the first African-American woman to pass the licensing exam in both New York and California. Kathy's work as an educator has inspired many to teach courses to call attention to the work of both women architects and architects of color. Her research introduces students to an aspect of architecture that has been overlooked. Kathy is a lifelong friend who has supported me, shared her beautiful father and mother with me, listened to me, and encouraged me throughout my academic career. Thank you, Kathy, for opening my eyes to culturally relevant teaching approaches and to the development of diverse topics in architecture education.
I am forever indebted to Kathryn in that she created a space at the U of I when she was likely going through a lot of challenges herself as the first female architecture professor that made us all feel welcome there. All of us that didn't typically feel like we belonged. And I don't know that I ever would have made it through the program and on to achieve my dreams as I have today.
This is really what I admire most about Kathryn Anthony's work, her support and dedication to people whose voices are often not heard. Over the years, she has been a great cheerleader and champion for my career. And yet at the same time, her brood of mentees and former mentees has grown exponentially. Kathryn Anthony's contribution to the evolution of our profession has been profound, and it's been an honor to know her.
I met Kathryn Anthony back in 2012 when I was at the initial pursuit of my master's in architecture and master's of civil engineering at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. She was teaching a few courses and I had interest in a few of them, but my favorite one, or the most impactful one, I remember was her race and gender study course. I remember she invited Jason Pugh and Brian Hudson to come in and discuss their experience as Black men within the field of architecture, and they also talked about their affiliation and the benefits of NOMA, the National Organization of Minority Architects.
I was completely moved by her dedication to changing the world for better in regards to women, minorities, and LGBT folks. Being a member of a minority and an LGBT community, I connected with her instantly.
She's a true mentor, and our world is in sore need of more people like that in any domain, in any stage of life, in any field, to take a chance on others.
I know students love her because she's a good teacher and has a very amiable and charming personality. I want to congratulate Kathy for this special award that she got.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Anthony for the help and support that she had extended throughout my time as a student on the campus. Congratulations on this great achievement.
For all of my time at Illinois, Kathy served as a mentor for me in numerous ways. Kathy is a great community builder, so the most significant thing that Kathy did was to connect me with other scholars. This included a monthly dinner with female faculty in our college at a Chinese restaurant. events at conferences such as ACSA and EDRA, and events at CWA.
She has done such a great work, and I think she was one of the reasons for me to join University of Illinois.
Meeting Kathy, she introduced me to the entire environment behavior research field, which became the focus of my graduate work. I got to provide assistance with Designing for Diversity, one of her books. And she introduced me to the professional community that led to my first job and my second job and the job I have now. So I don't know where I would be if I hadn't met Kathy, but I know I wouldn't be here.
After coming to America and coming across many social and cultural challenges and being overwhelmed with the assignments for studio work and other courses, her course and assignments, particularly the residential autobiography, helped me to get reconnected to myself, my background, and the influence of houses we live and their environment in our upbringing and shaping our personality.
And I just want to thank Kathy, thank you for the impact that you have had on my design journey and for continuing to uplift women in architecture and design. Congratulations.
I took her classes and immediately was influenced and impressed by what she taught her, and a very inclusive style of teaching that puts international students such as myself at ease.
Kathy was a role model for me, showing me that there is a place for specialists who combine social science research and design and a career path in academics and in professional practice.
And she's played an absolutely essential role in mentoring graduate students who are part of the WGGP program, serving on the executive committee to shape the direction of WGGP, and being an overall inspiration to all the members of the WGGP community.
She taught a class on environmental psychology, and in that class she presented a series of tools and an awareness that help the students question, explore, understand, and determine what made for successful urban environments. That body of knowledge was critical as it accompanied me to the Harvard University Graduate School of Design.
Kathryn Anthony is an amazing professor. She's extremely passionate about what she does and makes it so easy for you to be passionate about the work that she's passionate about. Kathryn Anthony believed in me at times when I didn't believe in myself, and she was a great resource for me.
She was an amazing teacher. She was actually the first teacher, and all the time I was there at the University of Illinois, she was the first teacher to ever teach me about Black architects in practice and the history of Black architecture.
She was the first one to really let us talk about what it meant to be in this profession as someone who's underrepresented, but also had connections to the professional world, especially in Chicago and through Chicago Women in Architecture, to have us as students meet professionals, engage with them, and have that interaction that we didn't get with any other part of our education.
Her dedication to the profession has profoundly touched our fellow students.
She was the first of my several mentors that have helped shape my career. When I first chose an offbeat topic for my thesis, architecture and film, she provided invaluable feedback. She guided me with enthusiasm the whole time and a subtle hand. Professor Anthony has developed a program at UIUC which further studies the relationship between architecture and film, a class of which I've been a part of for several years now. It's been a long and mutually inspired collaboration.
Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your contribution to a more inclusive and equitable world, and for your collegiality and valuable friendship. A big hug from the sea we share, the Mediterranean. We'll have to wait for an in-person celebration and another fun family picture.
Professor Anthony played a huge part in shaping the architect that I am today. Before, I often felt like my designs were not giving justice to the complex human aspect that was tied to each project. But Professor Anthony really taught me how to put the people using the building in the center of the design. by providing me with valuable research methods and showing by example and through examples how to be as sensitive as possible when it comes to cultural, emotional, and also environmental aspects of the project surroundings and its uses. My husband and I got married in 2018. She flew all across the ocean just to be with us on our special day, and I really don't know of many professors who would do something like this for one of their students.
Today we hear so much about the urgent need for our society to be woke to the needs of the underrepresented, those whose talents, gifts, and voices are urgently needed to make our society better. While much of the nation is becoming woke, Kathryn has been woke her entire career. She has inspired her students to do the same, creating better built environments and thus a better world, one community at a time.
Her unique perspective in architecture regarding age, gender, and race indeed influenced my current research, which is developing robotic smart home solutions for the elderly people to live independently and healthily. I would like to congratulate Professor Anthony on her lifetime achievement. Her work over the past decades really made a difference in the world of design. Thank you, Professor Anthony, for everything you did.
I've always been impressed by her perseverance and her grace. She's someone who sets her eyes on an objective and follows it through, no matter what the obstacles are. Kathy, congratulations on this well-deserved award.
Today is an extraordinary day, a special day for ACSA, a great day that all award winners will remember for the rest of our lives. Congratulations to all of you. I am elated, honored, and humbled to receive this amazing recognition, to join the list of distinguished Topaz Medallion recipients, and to be catapulted to the pinnacle of my career. My photo captures how I feel today, taken while climbing atop Mount Lykavitos in Athens years ago. It may be March, but for me, it's Thanksgiving Day. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Muchas gracias. Sheshe. Arigato gozaimasu. Grazie mille. Evcharisto poli. Many thanks to all my colleagues who wrote letters on my behalf, to all the jurors for their selection, to all at ACSA and AIA, and to all who made this possible. I look forward to celebrating with you, and I share this award with all of you. Were it not for ACSA, I would not be here today. Thanks to a long ago ACSA conference in Chicago, where an acquisitions editor finally appeared after hearing my presentation on students' reactions to design juries. Fast forward to what became my first book, Design Juries on Trial. It was my big break, and it felt great. Thanks to an ACSA conference in Washington, D.C., where I joined two meetings, the African American Task Force and the Women's Task Force. What I learned there from my colleagues lit a fire in me that is still burning today. It sparked the seeds of a special issue of our Journal of Architectural Education and what later became my second book, Designing for Diversity. And thanks to another ACSA conference in New Orleans, where my esteemed colleagues and I had the honor to join the College of ACSA Distinguished Professors, and where I had the chance to take one of my all-time favorite photos of my parents celebrating in the revelry of that beautiful city. Believe it or not, today, March 25th, is a national holiday in Greece, much like our 4th of July. Even better, it's actually the 200th anniversary of Greek Independence Day. On March 25th, 1821, the Greek Revolution began, and today it's our holiday too. I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me, as do we all. I stand on the shoulders of my two grandmothers, both born and raised in Greece. My maternal grandmother, for whom I was named, Katina Boretas Skoufis, grew up in a small village near Sparta. Her father forbade her from attending school. Why? Just because she was a girl. Although she never learned to read or write, my yaya passed along a lifetime of wisdom, common sense, and happy family memories. The colorful Afghan she wove and the delicious recipes she left behind remind me that she is always with us. My paternal grandmother, Maria Fdoulis Antoniadou, grew up in the island of Skiros, Greece. Widowed at a young age, she raised 5 children as a single parent. As was long the custom in that part of the world, she mourned the loss of her husband by wearing mainly Black clothing for the rest of her life. I stand on the shoulders of my parents, who were both my role models and 2 of my best friends. Both my parents were the youngest of 5 children. My mom, Anne Scoofus Anthony, was born of modest means, the daughter of Greek immigrants who started their new life in Bangor, Maine. My father, Harry Antoniadis Anthony, was raised in extreme poverty on the island of Skiros. When Dad was only 6 years old, his father, a high school teacher, died suddenly. An unusually bright student, Dad received a life-changing scholarship in the late 1940s, escaping war-torn Greece for graduate studies in architecture and urbanism at the Sorbonne, where he received his PhD. While in Paris, he worked for the famous architect Le Corbusier and for the American Embassy on the Marshall Plan, where he met my mother. He went on to become chair of the Division of Urban Planning at Columbia University, where he was instrumental in bringing Le Corbusier for a historic symposium on the 4 great makers of modern architecture. In his retirement, Dad served as a consulting architect on his signature achievement, the award-winning design of Saints Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church in Cardiff by the Sea, California. Just before he turned 90, I'm proud to have assisted Dad in chronicling his personal memoir, A Lucky Man's Life, and to have videotaped a series of oral histories of both parents for the National Hellenic Museum and for Columbia University. And I'm so glad to have these today. I challenge all of you with older family members, friends, and colleagues to do the same. Please do your best to preserve these precious pieces of history before it's too late. I stand on the shoulders of those who taught me. Decades ago, the faculty from one of the world's best universities, the University of California at Berkeley, took a chance on me as a young PhD student, focusing on social and cultural factors in architecture, giving me the opportunity to learn from them. Galen Kranz, Claire Cooper Marcus, Donald Appleyard, and Robert Summer of UC Davis. Each had a profound impact. Before these terms became popular, my doctoral dissertation, International House, Home Away from Home, examined diversity and multiculturalism and how students from across the globe created a sense of home in this architectural icon on the Berkeley campus. Exactly 40 years ago, the late Marvin Malika, one of our most admired architectural educators, took a chance on me as a freshly minted faculty member at Cal Poly Pomona. I was one of only 3 women on the architecture faculty at that time. 3 years later, I was lured away to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. When I first arrived, I was the only woman out of 60 faculty in architecture. It took me a while to learn the names of all my male colleagues, but they learned mine pretty fast. Like it or not, I stood out in the crowd. One reason I've stayed teaching at Illinois for so long is that I've always had congenial and collegial colleagues who became like family to me. And that is so important, and that is still so true today. This year's conference themes have infused my work, encapsulating the philosophy behind my teaching, research, scholarship, and advocacy. My work has spanned across disciplines, aimed for significance and impact, with a longstanding commitment to equity and diversity. And I hope it inspires a future generation of architectural educators. My faculty position gave me the freedom to pursue my research interests, combining architecture, psychology, gender and racial diversity, and cinema studies to tackle some issues that were not yet on everyone's radar screen. It gave me a voice that I never had before, one that allowed me to speak for those whose voices were all too often ignored. Perhaps my niche in architecture can best be captured in the words of the late great member of Congress from Georgia, John Lewis: make good trouble. I've made it my life's work to stand up for those who had been invisible for too long, advocating on behalf of people who have been left out and left behind. architecture students facing intimidating, devastating design juries that drove some right out of the field. Women architects and architects of color treated unfairly on the job, far outnumbered and often leapfrogged over by their white male colleagues. And everyday people who inhabit, work in, or visit spaces and places where they are disadvantaged by design. I'm very proud of my offspring, now about ages 30, 20, 17, 4, and 3. And no, I'm not talking about my kids. I'm talking about my books. My scholarly books, Design Juries on Trial, Designing for Diversity, Defined by Design, and Shedding New Light on Art Museum Editions, co-authored with Altaf Engineer, and other related publications exposed disturbing conditions that had been hidden for far too long. My publications called for the transformation of architectural education and practice by offering an array of refreshing reforms. In fact, they sparked movements for change. Design Juries on Trial fueled the creation of the American Institute of Architecture Students Studio Culture Task Force, culminating in their report on the redesign of studio culture and its inclusion as a key criterion of the National Architectural Accrediting Board accreditation process for all architecture schools. It sparked discussions among architecture faculty in the US and abroad about the need to protect students' mental and physical health and safety before, during, and after design reviews. It recently served as an impetus for Rethinking the Crit, an innovative design review system implemented in 4 major schools of architecture, art, and design across Ireland. Designing for Diversity propelled an increased national awareness of the need for greater diversity in the profession, serving as a springboard for the AIA National Diversity Committee, an AIA Diversity Plenary, an AIA National Convention theme of diversity, and today's Equity by Design movement. We initiated one of the first research projects to document the history of African American architecture alumni at our school, culminating in a book chapter and an interactive display at Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry, where, as part of African American History Month, it was viewed by thousands of visitors. Now I will share with you a deeply personal story that many of you may not know. My late husband, Barry Riccio, was struck by an extremely rare, unpredictable, and virulent form of cancer when he was just 38 years old. We wrote a book together called Running for Our Lives, An Odyssey with Cancer. It chronicles our 7-year emotional roller coaster ride across 5 states and scores of doctors, nurses, and medical staff, and explains how our persistence, research, and outreach helped us wage our battle, dodging bullets in all directions just to keep Barry alive. As one of his doctors warned us, quote, "We were sitting on a barrel of dynamite," unquote. Our book provides a window into our world where each day we were dangling off a cliff, and where the struggle to stay alive overshadowed all else. This experience has left me with my lifelong motto: every day out of the hospital is a good day. Running for Our Lives serves as a resource for patients, families, and friends facing life-threatening illnesses. Our searing experiences inspired me to teach a series of design studios focusing on healthcare. Through my seminars in gender and race in contemporary architecture, social and behavioral factors in design, research methods in designed environments, architecture and cinema, entrepreneurship and design, and thesis preparation, in my own undergraduate, graduate, and master's thesis design studios, and as a design critic in every term for 40 years in my colleagues' design studios, I've inspired generations of architecture students to create spaces and places that respond to the needs of diverse people who will use them. Here are some photos of my gender and race in architecture seminars on campus, at our Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, and in our architecture lobby commemorating November 19th, World Toilet Day. Like so many of you here today, I've been honored to be invited to speak at universities and conferences around the world including Tongji University in Shanghai. Throughout my teaching career, I've created sustained links with a vast network of practitioners, drawing upon award-winning architects as guest speakers and field trip hosts. We secured sponsorship from a major architecture firm for a series of healthcare design studios, working closely to develop projects reflecting those in the office, a win-win teaching and learning experience for all. I've collaborated closely with my top students, inviting them to share in my research and co-author conference presentations, journal articles, and book chapters. I love unleashing the creative energy of my students, introducing them to the joy of writing and the thrill of seeing their names in print for the very first time. Can we each remember how good that felt? Some of my favorite publications co-authored with my former students are outgrowths of our architecture and cinema seminar, including Arc Daily articles, Why Hollywood Needs to Change Its Conception of the Architect, and Hollywood Architects, the story of 4 budding architects who made it in Tinseltown. For over a decade, I have served as faculty advisor to our award-winning UIUC chapter of the National Organization of Minority Architecture Students, and worked with student leaders to organize our annual NOMAS Symposium. I challenge everyone here to support your NOMAS student chapters in every way that you can. As chair of the design program faculty, I was in charge of the largest academic program in the school at that time, directing 25 faculty, about 700 students, and 26 studios per semester. I supervised all staffing, studio enrollment, curriculum, design juries, and awards. We invited many underrepresented architects from Chicago Women in Architecture and the National Organization of Minority Architects to serve on juries and thesis reviews, significantly increasing their participation in critical activities of the school. Many were not alumni who visited campus for the very first time. We created a database of architects who served as design reviewers, adding scores of new participants. I'm honored to have been recruited to chair our Chancellor's Committee on the Status of Women and to co-chair our Provost Gender Equity Council, setting the agenda to examine campus-wide issues concerning women faculty, staff, and students. Here are some favorite tangible results towards achieving gender equity accomplished under my leadership that remain in place today. We developed faculty mentoring programs to help all faculty, and especially women and faculty of color, work successfully towards tenure. We created flexible appointment structures to accommodate 2 career academic couples. We designed, constructed, and installed attractive universal design, adjustable, gender-friendly podiums in several prominent locations across campus so that shorter speakers, usually females, and persons with disabilities can now easily be seen and heard. And one of my all-time favorites, we relied upon janitors from across campus as expert research assistants to collect data and identify problems in the design and maintenance of hundreds of campus public restrooms. Based on our findings, we developed gender-friendly design guidelines for new construction and newly remodeled buildings across campus. Among these guidelines are priorities for gender-neutral restrooms and lactation spaces for new mothers. Some of you know my teaching, writing, and advocacy on public restrooms. I love having carved out this special niche. Restrooms affect us all. They are in every single building that architects design. We don't talk about them much, but we sure all use them. I'm proud to be the only private citizen to have testified before the US Congress alongside the former mayor of Washington, D.C. on behalf of potty parity, why it's unfair for females to have to wait in long lines to use public restrooms while males zip in and out in a flash. My testimony sparked a wave of media attention. And I love hearing from former students who send me photos of unusual restrooms they come across during their travels. One even contacted me during her honeymoon, the ultimate compliment. A few years ago, I reached a professional milestone, having taught at the University of Illinois for over 33 years, and now even more. So I invented my own holiday, called it 33.3, a third of a century teaching Illinois architects. And I hosted a special event at our new Chicago Architecture Center on Wacker Drive. It wasn't a retirement celebration, and luckily for me, it wasn't a memorial ceremony. It's just something I always wanted to do. 33.3 had a nice ring to it. About 100 people attended, including many former students. I asked 6 alumni to speak, each from a different generation. I was their teacher, but they taught me, and I thanked everyone for that. It was one of my best days ever. Another one of my best days was just last summer when organizers of Chicago Women in Architecture's Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony requested video tributes about the long-term impact of my teaching. As these videos started arriving one by one, I felt like I was unwrapping presents on Christmas morning. Hearing from former students is the absolutely best gift any teacher can receive. So, as architectural educators, whether you've won an award today or not, I challenge each of you to do the same. It's a great feeling. Teaching is a noble profession that changes lives. Architecture is a noble profession that creates spaces that change lives. Don't wait till you, your family, or your friends are 6 feet under or scattered across the sea to pay tribute to each other. Don't wait till the guest of honor is no longer around. Think of all the people whose lives your work has already touched. What has been your impact on students, colleagues, friends, and family? Reach out to them, ask them to tell you how, and save their stories. Invent your own holiday, celebrate, create new memories, take lots of pictures, capture the spirit of the day. During challenging times like these, it's so important to focus on all that's positive in our lives. Take advantage of good times whenever we find them, days just like today. And when we do that, somehow these good times are magnified and they feel far better than ever before. Thank you so much for inspiring the next generation to design a better world for all of us. And thank you all again for honoring my work with this amazing Topaz Award.
Kathryn, wow. Thank you. That was incredibly inspiring. And I'm going to start thinking about my own holiday to invent when this is over. Thank you, Dr. Anthony, Kathryn, if I may. You have made a great impact on architectural education. And as we heard from one juror's comments, quote, "I am surprised you did not already have the Topaz. It is well deserved and overdue." So at this point, can we see a picture of Kathryn? Is her photo on?
I'm here.
Yes. Oh, there you are. Okay, great. Let's all, if you have a drink, do you have one, Kathryn? Let's raise a glass for a toast to you and to all the award winners again for your work. We'd like to extend a special note of gratitude to all of you for attending this virtual celebration. Hooray! So, cheers.
Cheers.
And we hope you're all enjoying the programming of ACSA 109. And please make sure to join us for the closing plenary tomorrow on the 26th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, to see a presentation by Tau Sigma Delta gold medalist, John Paul Jones. It's now time for the awards open house for mingling with the award winners. So please stick around a little bit longer. The staff are going to activate breakout rooms and you'll be able to select which room you'd like to enter. If you have the most updated version of Zoom, you'll be able to self-select into a room. And if not, just wait or put in the chat and a staff member will help place you in a room. And then you can leave and enter rooms as you like. So you're not confined to stay in whichever room you go in. So you can party hop, if you wish. And I look forward to seeing and chatting with you in the rooms. And do we have a slide of the different rooms, or shall I announce them? Here we are. Okay, good. So we've got room 1, the career awards. And so if you're a winner in one of these awards, I would suggest that you go to the room for your award category so people can go there to congratulate you a little bit more one-on-one. So room 1, career awards. Room 2, achievement awards, diversity and creative achievement. Room 3, design awards, faculty design, collaborative practice, and design build. Room 4, pedagogy awards, practice and leadership, and housing design education. And room 5 for the research awards. Eric, Michelle, are we ready to break out the breakouts? And thank you everyone for coming this evening again. Look forward to seeing you in the breakout rooms. And Kathryn, I think you left us so much to think about from your presentation this evening.
Thank everyone for their attention as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I didn't trust myself to do it live. I'd still be thanking everyone and not saying too much else. So I appreciate your indulgence. Thank you so much. I'm totally honored with this award. Thank you.